Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about solving right triangles. This is the second part of 7-7. The good news is we actually already know how to do everything involved in solving a right triangle. Solving a right triangle simply refers to finding all of the missing pieces of a right triangle. And throughout chapter 7, we've done all of that through the Pythagorean Theorem, finding missing sides using right triangle trig, and finding missing angles using inverse trig. So we're going to combine all of this together to solve right triangles. Let's look at this triangle. We want to solve it, and all that means is we're going to find everything that's missing. So I know that angle Q is a right angle, I know angle R is 70 degrees, and I know side PQ is 16. That means I need to find the missing angle and the other two missing sides. Missing angle is pretty easy to find. That's got to be 20 degrees. And I know that because all the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. So we can easily identify that angle P is 20 degrees. Now, personally, I like to make all of our calculations based off of what we're given. So we're given this angle 70. And because we're given an angle, we know we're going to use regular trig, not inverse trig. If we were just given sides and we wanted to find missing angles, we would be using inverse trig. But so I want to look at how things relate to this 70-degree angle. So I have two things I need to find, x and y. Let's start with x. This 16 is opposite this 70-degree angle. The y is adjacent, and the x is the hypotenuse. So if I want to find x, I'm going to focus on the 70-degree angle, what I'm given, and how that x relates to all of it. So this 16 is opposite the 70-degree angle, and x is the hypotenuse. I can find that using the sine ratio. I know that the sine of 70 degrees has to equal opposite over hypotenuse, 16 over x. And I can find the sine of 70 degrees in my calculator, which is 0.94. I can put it over 1 and then cross multiply. And then I can find x by dividing 16 by 0.94. Okay, so I found 2 out of the 3 things that are missing. I found angle A, or angle P. I found x. Now I need to find y. And again, I recommend making your calculations off of what you're given if possible and not what you've found, because if I made a mistake in finding x and I use that to find the anything else I need, then that answer is going to be wrong as well. But we can kind of avoid that if we focus on what's given. So I was given this 70-degree angle. I was given this side 16 that is opposite it, and I'm trying to find y, which is adjacent. So I have the opposite and adjacent, which means I'm going to need to use tangent. So I can find tangent, or I can find y by using the tangent ratio. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. The tangent of 70 degrees is 2.747. Put it over 1 and cross multiply. And then I can divide both sides by 2.747. Which gives me, I apologize, which gives us 5.824. So we solved the right triangle. We found the missing angle P, and we found x and y. Let's do a different kind of problem. This time I'm given two side lengths and I need to find the third side and the missing angles. Because I only have side lengths and no angle measures with sides of 90 degrees, I'm definitely going to have to be using inverse trig here. But first, let's find x. We can do this by actually using the Pythagorean theorem. So x is the hypotenuse, so 8 squared plus 9 squared has to equal x squared. So x squared is 145, which means x is the square root of 145, which is actually already in simplest radical form. 145 breaks down into 5 and 29, both of which are prime. All right, so now I need to find y and z. Let's start with y. I want to use, again, what I'm given to find angle y, just in case I had made a mistake with x. So let's label how these side lengths relate to it. This 9 feet is opposite, and this 8 feet segment is adjacent. The ratio that uses opposite and adjacent is tangent. So that means the tangent of whatever angle y ends up being has to equal opposite over adjacent, or 9 over 8, which means we can find angle y by doing the inverse tangent of 9 over 8. And if we do that, we end up with 48.367 degrees. Now, to find z, you can do one of two things. To find z, you could go back and say, okay, well, this 8 is opposite z and this 9 is adjacent. So to find z, we could do the inverse tangent of 8 over 9. Or you can just subtract what you got for y to get z. Because the y and z form the non-right angles of the right triangle, they have to be complementary. So if we do that, either way, we will get 41.634 for rounding to the nearest thousandth. Oops, meant to highlight it in red. So hopefully this gives you an introduction into how to solve right triangles. Again, solving right triangles just means finding all of the missing pieces.